All right. Welcome to another one of our team calls. Have a very, very special guest tonight, and I'm really excited about it. So I'm not going to talk a lot on this call tonight. Alyssa and I were able to talk this afternoon and kind of came up with a game plan of what we're going to be covering. And if there's something that I kind of want to share, I'm going to share. But truthfully, I don't even like to do that. So I'm going to keep notes and then I'll comment at the end. But I truthfully can't even remember when we met. Seriously. Like, it's just been almost like her and I, like, connected emotionally, even though she lives across the whole United States.
I know, far away.
I know. And it's just been like, she's like my sister. So I'm like her big sister and she's my little sister. And this is just the blessing we have with Plexus. So I want to introduce her right now, and she's just a precious, precious soul who's been through so much, and I am excited for all of you to hear her story and just be able to, be blessed and grow personally hearing what she's gone through. So it's all yours, sister.
All right. Well, this evening, I'm just glad I got my Mac to work, and everything's good. So hopefully my internet will be fine because I live in the boonies. And but anyway, okay. So it's so nice to see you. I'm seeing faces that I know. Anyway, I guess I'll just dive right in, and hopefully I can do this without crying. I'm going to try not to cry.
I already have my Kleenex.
Well, it gets ugly when I cry, so we'll try not to do that. But I don't know. Some of you may know, and I don't know Erica, and hi. And so some of y'all may not know my story, but I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what happened with my life. But in February of 2014, right after my birthday, which was last week, 3 years ago, I started Plexus, got a sample. That's a whole other story. It's a huge story, so I'm not even going to tell you about it. But needless to say, I started it. It started helping me. I had some pretty dramatic life changes with it. My son, who was 7 at the time, came to me after several months and said, "Mommy, I love this pink stuff you take because it's made you so much happier and you play with me so much more." And that meant the world to me. And after a few minutes, you'll understand why that means even the world to me now. But anyway, so that was from February to about August. In August, I'm a divorced, remarried. I'm remarried to a wonderful man who is the love of my life. But anyway, my son had gone to a visitation, his last visitation for the summer, and to his dad's in Texas. And there was an accident, and I got a call that he had been in a drowning accident, and that they were at the hospital and he wasn't breathing and all that. So anyway, so we drove out there, and it was about 4 days. And a lot of you may have seen it online. Plexus totally surrounded me, and I think it pretty much went viral. A lot of people were praying for us. My son did not make it. He went about 33 minutes without air and oxygen, and his organs started failing. They tried some procedures, and that was on August 7th. On August 10th, we decided to do organ donation for what we could because he wasn't going to make it. That whole 4 days totally changed my life. I had started working my Plexus business probably about May, just because that was another story, but it had started. And then anyway, all of that happened. But we started driving back from Texas after everything had happened. And Brock and I just started talking, and I told him, I said, I want what we do from here on out to matter. I don't want to be in our rut. I don't want to be caught up in the day-to-day of us not, I don't know. I just wanted everything to matter. So we talked about what we wanted. I told him, I said, I want to take my part-time business and I want to work it to full-time, because I worked at a sheriff's department with felons and in CID. And I said, I want to get out of that. I want to help people. I want to do something that matters, and I want to do this full time. So he said he was fine with that. Little did I know that I had, from my past life and I was in an abusive 12-year marriage to my son's dad, all of that, my adrenals were shot. Plexus release had started helping me heal those. Well, I had no clue that when I got home, as much as I knew that I did not want my marriage to fail, I wanted to do what mattered. I wanted to help people. I just went, I sunk. Thankfully, I know Plexus kept me from antidepressants and all of that, but I really had no clue what this was going to do to my body. I had lost 40 pounds since starting Plexus in February to August. I stopped losing weight. I was still exercising and all that. My body just shut down. And I really had to dig very deep. I've never been through anything like this ever. Abusive marriage, dysfunctional growing up, none of it trumped losing a child. I had no clue how hard it was until I was there. So for me, I knew I wanted to do my business, but I would go to work and I couldn't even function. Multitasking used to be what I could do. I could do everything at one time. I couldn't do it anymore. Everything closed in on me. I just couldn't function. I would break into tears when I finally went back to work, and I'd have to go home. And then I had people who were contacting me that didn't really know what had happened. And I tried to help them with the Plexus stuff, but I just couldn't function myself. So it took me a little while. My business, which at the point of, actually at the point when Drew passed away, I was 5 points from going gold. I was so excited. And when this happened, I'll just tell you right now, I am still silver. That was in 2014. And I still have, I don't know. Anyway, I'm still silver, and I had to deal with that. But I also had to deal with the fact that I wanted this to be what I did. I wanted to help people. My own story, which I won't go into with health-wise, I am supposed to be, I was told I would be in a wheelchair by the time I was in my 60s from my arthritis and not being able to walk and from the pain of all that. I'm not going to be that way now. I have a huge story as far as my health side with Plexus. And I wanted to help people, but I struggled with everything with losing my son. He was my only son, and he was 7. And anyway, so I guess I'll fast forward. I just wanted you to know kind of what had gone on. But for me, I knew that I had to get up every day and I had to make this happen. I had to keep my marriage healthy. I had to get myself healthy, and I had to keep sharing Plexus with people. So for me, I was faced with, I don't know, just not being able to deal with my own day even. But what I did in those times is I knew every day when I got up, I had to make a decision that I was going to do certain things. I was going to work my business. I was going to stay positive, and I had to focus on the positives. I had to focus on the fact that I had 7 years with my son. I wasn't supposed to be able to have a child, and I was able to be a mom. I'm still a mom no matter what. I'll always be a mom. But I just had to keep my eyes focused on what was in front of me, the life I still had to live, my wonderful marriage. So all of that to say, I know that a lot of people have struggles. A lot of people have times when they think they've got so much going on in their life that how can they do this business because there's too many other things going on, or the bad things that have happened and the things that pull you down. But you can't let that stop you. You have to take each day and you have to know what your goals are. And even if it's baby steps, for me, my goodness, my business has gone up and down because I will get in the groove and I will do the things I need to do. And then an anniversary will hit of something, Drew's birthday or Christmas. And I emotionally, I try and keep myself up, but it pulls me down. And I think healthy wise, I need to have times when I cry. I need to have times when I deal with this and grieve. So that did pull my business down. It just did. I wasn't able to stay focused. Cindy and I talked about that. There were times where I had to step back, but I still kept going forward. It didn't matter how far back I fell. I kept going forward. And even if I went where I was at the point where I didn't have any active members or team members or anything, I still just kept doing what I needed to do. Part of my story too is that it was last year, we started talking about making a move. We decided that I was going to quit my job. He quit his full-time job in Arkansas where we lived, and we moved up into southern Missouri and bought some land and moved to a tiny town of 897. Talk about business. You go from a town of 67,000 to that town. I didn't exactly know how that was going to work, but we did it. I knew it was the right thing. So for me, I don't know, Cindy, am I staying on track with what you want?
Yes, we're going right down your outline.
Okay, good. So I just want to, basically, all that to say is there were ups and downs. There's still ups and downs, but every day I try and get up and I do what I need to do. I do my IPAs. Sometimes my IPAs don't get done the way they need to because of what I'm dealing with or whatever. But the next day I get up and I don't let that stop me. I keep going. Part of also my why, it changed a lot. My why in the beginning was I wanted to help people see the health benefits that I had seen with Plexus. I wanted them to realize that it could change their life like it had changed mine. When Drew passed away, my why morphed into so much more. It morphed into wanting to do this because it's what was going to keep me alive. And I know that may sound, I don't know, morbid, but it kept me alive. Having a purpose and having a drive to help other people kept me from kept me from focusing on my own situation. A lot of times in whatever y'all face or we face, and I face other issues too, a lot of times it's so easy to become a victim. It's so easy to say, well, Plexus didn't do this, or my situation is I don't have anybody to talk to. I can't do these things. Don't let that happen to you. You are not a victim. You just do what you know you're supposed to do with your IPAs and in life in general. Your situation doesn't have to drown you. And for me, I couldn't let it, because if I let it drown me, I would die. I would want to stay in bed all day and curl up because I couldn't face life without Drew. I had a great husband. I still have a great husband, but that put a hole in me that I can't even describe. I had no clue until I faced it. But I know that I can't let that happen. So my why became more of, yes, I still want to help people, but it became, I have to do this for Drew. This is for me, how I will make him proud, how I will keep him alive, because it will keep me alive. And I need to do that for me, for him, and for my husband. One of the things for me that I don't know, I probably struggle with this different than you guys, but when I feel myself pulling inward, or if I'm going through a slump or something happens that reminds me of Drew, a lot of times I will feel myself withdrawing. I'll feel myself pulling back in. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to do my IPAs. I just want to stay home and do nothing. One of the things that I've found that's helped me get through that is I reach out. And my upline is, I don't know if you guys know Shoshana Easling. James and Shoshana are my upline. She's been great. I've reached out to her. She's done some coaching calls with me, and it has really helped me. One of the things that has helped me the most recently, when I was struggling with some stuff, and I told her, I said, I feel like I just am sluggish in my business. I'm struggling this week with doing my IPAs. And she said, I want you to make a list of, I am proud of myself because, and she said, just write it, keep writing it. And tomorrow when we talk, you're going to read it to me. I was like, oh, well, I did it, and it helped. And it helped me remember that I have value and I have worth, and I can share that with people. It pulled me out. It helped me not focus on myself, even though I was thinking of the things I was proud of, but it just helped me pull myself out of it. So when you have times when you're either depressed or you're, deciding that your business isn't worth working because you don't feel like you have people, or you don't feel like anything you're doing is working, or your customers are falling back, my gosh, reach out to people, reach out to your upline, reach out to your power partner or a friend and talk to them, because they will help you. For me, that's helped a huge amount. Is not just, it's not good to withdraw and stay into yourself. Reach out because others want to help you. Others want to pray for you, or call you and check on you. If you let them know you need help, they'll help you. I know Cindy will. She's been great for me, and I'm not even on her team. And she has helped me so much through a lot of this. And let's see what I want to make sure I get off topic easy, because my brain is crazy sometimes. But the other thing is, for me, when my business did slump, I realized I had to kind of take account, and Shoshana helped me with that. She's like, okay, where are you at? What do you need to do? It's kind of like weeding your garden. I let a bunch of weeds grow up, and I realized I had to go through and clean out. I had to go back and call my old customers. I had to call my team members or who were under me, and I apologized. I called them and said, hey, I know that what I've been going through is not an excuse, but I have failed you. I haven't kept in touch with you. I haven't done what I needed to do, and I am sorry. What can I do to help you? You will be amazed. I had probably 4 or 5 people that started back up because of that, because I reached out. And some of them were just because they let things slide and they didn't take their products or order anything or whatever, but I reached out to them, and that was a huge thing. So kind of just going through, and Cindy and I were talking today, and we're talking about, it's like weeding your garden. You have to go through and pull the weeds out so things can grow again. One of the biggest things for me is that even though I am where I am and the level I'm at, I'm a very competitive. I have earned Leaders Retreat the past 2 years. I didn't get to go the first year because we were dealing with some stuff with Drew, and I had to step back, and it was really hard. But I did get to go this last time. I've gone to convention the past 2 years. That has been invaluable, reaching out and getting to meet other people. But all that to say, I even won. I'm so excited. I won my planner. Yay. And this is one of my favorite quotes. I love it. This is awesome. Can y'all see that? Yeah. That quote is the best. It says, you must do the things you think you cannot do. But anyway, I got those things, and I was proud of them, but I had a really hard time. I'm going to be honest. When I went to convention the first time I went, it was hard because I was planning on being ready to go to Hawaii. I had plans before Drew passed away. I was on track, and I was going to do it, and I didn't. And I had to be okay with that. And that is really hard for me, you guys. I struggled with that a lot. Cindy and I talked about that too. I was embarrassed to go to convention. I didn't even want to put my status or my level on my name badge. I wanted to turn it around. I didn't want people to see it because I didn't want them to see, oh, that's you, and oh, you're still silver. I had to be okay with that. This past convention, I am really proud to say that I wore my badge. I kept it turned around, and it said silver. And I'm okay with that because I know what I'm worth. I know my value. I know that I'm working my business, and it's okay. Now, that doesn't mean, I don't know. It's hard for me because, to me, you make your goals and you reach them. But sometimes life brings us things we don't expect. I had to be okay with that. I had to not compare. Shoshana and James had brought me out with a bunch of other people right after Drew passed away, and were investing in people that were working their business. All of them were about at the same level. I was silver or gold. Shelly Nisley, she's diamond. There's several others that have moved up past me, and that's hard. That was stinking hard for me, but I have to be okay with where I'm at. I am still working my business. I have a town here that I have just been building relationships with. Just in the past 2 weeks, people have started asking me about Plexus. I've had one person join my team from this town, which is huge. And so that's what I'm doing. And I'm not going to worry about my timeline or whatever. I have to put my blinders on, and I have to not care. that's really hard for me because I tend to care. But let's see. The other thing that I wanted to share with you guys is, for me, that's hard is the guilt of just feeling like I should be further than I am. You guys, it's not worth it. It's not worth feeling guilty. It's not worth moaning and whining about why you don't have people to work with, why your team members aren't doing what they should. You just need to do what you should be doing, and it's going to happen. If you're faithful and you do what you're supposed to be doing, eventually things will catch up. One example I was going to share with you about that is with my weight. I need to lose a lot more weight. Y'all can't see it right now, but I got weight and I need to lose at least 50 more pounds. But my body, I went to my doctor. I've worked with a naturopath that's in Plexus, and my adrenals were so shot. My body wasn't losing weight. I was doing what I should, and it wasn't happening. But my doctor, my regular doctor, said, you keep doing the things you're doing, and it will eventually happen because your body will eventually heal. It's the same thing with our business. We just keep being faithful, keep sharing. It doesn't mean that you are going out and trying to sell. It means you're trying to share. You share when there's opportunities. When you think you can help someone and you have that moment, you share about it. And it might not happen right then, but it'll come back. People that I've talked to 2 years ago that started it and stopped. Recently, I had one of those call me back. It was my aunt. And she didn't want anything to do with Plexus anymore. She got mad at customer service, and she's a businesswoman, and she just got really upset and told me she wanted nothing to do with this company anymore, no matter what I told her. And I just let her go. Well, she called me recently because her husband's struggling with some adrenal issues, and they're back in Plexus, and she's so thankful for it. And she calls me and tells me she's doing great, and she's so glad that Plexus was there. Who would have thunk it? I mean, that's crazy to me. I had written her off. You just don't know what seeds you sow when they'll come back. Sometimes it's years and sometimes it's not. That's my list, Cindy. Is there anything else that you want me to share about?
Well, I just really think that, Alyssa has been a godsend in my life. And that's something that her and I had talked about is when you sign up for Plexus for that $34.95 and you're getting it to, get these products, little do you know what the relationships are going to be through this. It has just been something that I know I can see a couple girls on here that we talk about it all the time. I mean, Joy, like all these people on here, I would have never met without Plexus. And now they're family. Now when I even look at them, I cry. Like when I say goodbye to them and I say, I love you today, I was talking to Katie, when I said, I love you, I started crying. When I say I love you to Alyssa, when we hung up, I was crying. It's just like, who knew for $34.95, we would have this part. And so that's something that is special for especially people that are friendless or they just feel alone. Don't reach out to our Plexus team and be a part of our team pages and be a part and make relationships with these people because everyone in here.
Well, can I say something?
Yes.
This reminded me of it's so funny because when Drew passed away, before he did, when we were in the hospital, I had people that I didn't know, that I got so many friend requests from Plexus people or even just messages that I didn't know. But then the thing that blew me away is I had, Kristen Abart, who is up above in my line up above me. She talked to some people, I think, and I got a call and I found out that there was 40 people with Plexus that came to the hospital and met down in the chapel and prayed for Drew. They took time out of their day. I was on a Friday. It was not on the weekend. I didn't know them from Adam. I'd only been in Plexus since February, and I hadn't even started working my business because I had told Kristen Abart I didn't want anything to do with this thing. I just wanted to take the products, and I wasn't part of the team until probably May or June. And these people who I didn't know came and took their time and came and prayed for my little boy. and for me and for Brock. And that meant a ton. My husband was blown away. We were both really skeptical when we got into this. I didn't want to be in a network marketing business. I didn't like network marketing. And then I kind of got gradually snuck into it and it happened. But just to see friendships that I've built, oh my goodness, I've got some really close friends, and Cindy is one of the biggest ones that I have made. I would never have met them. So even if I don't make a dime, even if I don't have a single team member join me ever again, I would stay in this because of the friendships. It's been amazing. And then not just being friends, but helping me grow. I have changed. I have grown so much because of Plexus. It's helped push me out of my comfort zone. I would never be sitting here in my house with a camera in front of me because I don't like to look at myself on a camera. And I can't believe that I'm even doing this, but I am. It's just done so much more than just the business side. I've grown. I've helped others grow, which is a really, really neat thing to see. And just be an impact on people, whether Plexus related or not. It's totally changed my life. So.
Yep. That's awesome. So thank you so much for sharing from your heart. This was her very first Zoom. Didn't she do awesome? I'm so proud of her. And this is what we talk about, stepping out of your comfort zone. She has stretched her rubber band a little bit more, and now it'll never go back. Now
it didn't snap. That's a really good thing.
Snap, see? It's crazy. So what I want you to do, I want to close this with everybody get a pen and a paper. And we're going to write down 3 sentences that kind of I found just kind of went along with what she talked about tonight. And I want you to write them down, and I really want you to think on them and really make them personal to you. Because this is a I'm going to change this so I can see you guys. Oh, here, gallery view. I want to see everyone. There. This is, these quotes I got out of a binder that I keep all my notes from my last 3 years of everything I do. I have all my little notes. And so today I just kind of grabbed it. And so these are 3 sentences that I want you to write down and just focus on. So the first one is change your thinking, change your life. Okay, so write that one. That's number 1. Change your thinking, change your life. Isn't that the truth? If we think about it, even all that Alyssa talked about tonight and everything. Okay, number 2. If we think we can, if we think we can, we can, period. If we think we can't, we can't. I love that one too. It's simple, but it's true, right? If we in our mind are thinking we can't do it, everybody else is doing it, I can't do it, you can't. But if we say we can, that little engine that could, we can. Okay? And then this last one's kind of a little different, but I really liked it. You can make excuses, or you can make money. You can't make both.
That's true.
I love that. Okay? You can make excuses or you can make money. You can't make both. Okay? Those were the 3 that kind of just stuck out to me tonight. That's not even a word. But just made an impression on my mind of what we were talking about tonight. God wants us to be successful in this, and he has put us all together to do this together. Plexus One that means Plexus One. We all work together to help everyone. It doesn't matter whose team you're on or what you're doing. And that's what I absolutely love about this whole company is it is a health and happiness company. It is about happiness, and happiness is having all of us together tonight. Has made me so happy. Hasn't it made you guys happy? I just think these are awesome to have. And I'm going to take a quick picture here. Got it? So I just want to say thank you all for taking the time tonight. I hope this has blessed you like it has blessed me. Just helping me with my excuses on my mind and thinking about Alyssa's story and everything she shared tonight has just been a blessing. So let's all unmute ourselves and thank Alyssa